This is a very cute cotton slip style dress. My customer loves it, but not so much the high-low cut. It gives her the sensation that the dress is some kid, maybe a little odd looking. I particularly think the designer was aiming for this innocent, youthful, and peppy flair. And while I do personally appreciate their intentions, also I can respect that if my customer is buying a slip dress, she wants a more mature feel, let's say. So I asked my customer to put it on, and the first thing I check is if the ruffle width is the same all around. Then I will measure from the floor up to the higher point to the ruffle seam. And then I go all around on half of the dress, marking this point. Let me give you an insight. We are all kind of asymmetrical, either one hip higher, one shoulder drop, one leg longer. But keep in mind there are other considerations that we have to take in account. Some are so simple, like the customer didn't accommodate properly the dress on her body when she tried it on. And for sure, our job is to pull and fix it, but it can be perceived as a condescending too. We can even give the impression that we are too obnoxious or even too touchy. In this profession, and I'd say in life, we have to choose our battles. And we decided what we want to measure for sure and what not. In this case, I have a pretty much symmetrical dress cut to the grain with ruffles. So even if you are looking for imperfections in length, the ruffles won't allow you to see them at first glance. That's why I found safer to measure just one side of the dress and project this measure to the other side. Something else I consider is the final length of the dress. If your customer is asymmetrical with a longer leg, let's say, or a hip higher than the other, and they are wearing a long dress, you can clearly see that it's uneven. If you cut it symmetrical, of course, you surely must measure all the way around. And of course, I'm not talking about the bum because sometimes a big bum will lift the dress at the back, and that's why it's important to measure back and front. But this is another thing. Our question today is left and right. When you are dealing with short dresses, it's the opposite. Following the unevenness of the people might accentuate it because you can see the hem going down. So as you can see, there are always many factors you need to consider when you are doing alterations. I wanted to make my time today to clarify more my thought process on making decisions. Please let me know in the comments if you appreciate those explanations or if you just prefer that I'm just go right away and do it. I know that sometimes I talk too much because I have a lot of things going into my mind. Of course, I want to tell you that there is no science behind that. This is just my opinion. At my store, we do from 15 to 25 alterations every day. From a small resew and stitches to wedding gowns, including jackets, zipper, waist, gowns. So by now, we really have accumulated a good amount of experience. Anyways, we still make our daily dose of mistakes. I mark all the seam of the dress in my ruffles and the seam of the ruffle on the dress. In general, the side seam of the dress coincide with the side seam of the ruffle, of course, but in this case it's different for some reason. The first stitch I need to open is very easy. It's a chain stitch. We've talked about it before. I just have to pull it and then it's unraveled very easy by me pulling it. I'm pulling the other side too, just to make it even easier. I'm gonna mark the front part of the dress that I don't need to open the ruffle because this part is parallel to the ground. And from there to the sides, I'm gonna open now the serger. My colleague kindly opened the serger for me. This is my dress now with the ruffle all open. And as you can see, I lost all the gathering when I opened this. So I'm gonna take my dress and I'm gonna fold it with the side seams together. And I'm going to make sure to extend the marks high enough to have it still when I cut the dress. And now I'm gonna mark my new length of the dress before the ruffle. And of course, I'm making sure to pass this measurement to the other side. I'm marking the center back, and now I'm leaving the seam allowance before cutting the dress. See, that was easy, right? Now I'm going to my sewing machine because I'm going to sew back this ruffle. I'm gonna gather the ruffle before, and for that, I'm gonna use this ruffle foot. It allows me to do a slight ruffle that it will be very good for the job I'm doing now. So I'm gonna put my foot and I'm going to start just sewing in a normal way, and I'm trying to not gather so much the material because it's not really that long. And then after that, I'm gonna see how I did, and I'm going to try to pin the dress to the ruffle. And then I'm going to check if I need more ruffle or if it's okay. I saw that it was okay, and then I'm going to change again my foot for the regular one. And now I'm gonna sew with the straight stitch my ruffle. While I'm sewing, I'm accommodating the best way I can so it looks very uniform and nice. And then I'm gonna go to my serger machine and I'm going to serge everything, and that's my final step before, of course, I'm going to my ironing board. But this time I don't really want to iron that. I will just steam it to erase the marks. And here you go. Now I have the dress, is all straight as my customer wanted. This is a really cute dress. I love it. Would you prefer this dress high-low, or would you prefer it straight? If you find this video useful, please give us a like and don't forget to subscribe, share, comment. Bye!